Hi, I'm Danica Chapman. Kenneth Harding was my son. He was killed over a Bayview over a $2 bus fare.
Louder, please.
Can you guys hear me?
There you go.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenneth Harding was my son. He was 19 years old. The police murdered him over in Bayview on July 16th for a $2 bus fare. They shot him 10 times in the back and allowed him to lay in the streets for 28 minutes to bleed out and die. They denied him medical attention and they let my baby just lay there over this. I'm going to show you. Over this transfer. Somebody who cared about me gave me this transfer from July 16th. So my son, he was only 19 and his life was taken away from him. And this murder with Trayvon is very personal to me because I've left my hometown of Seattle, Washington to come out here and fight for justice. So this has affected me very personally because it's another baby gone on my watch. I came out here so that this wouldn't happen to another child, and yet again, it's happening more frequently. We have to unite. We got to stand together so that we can create some type of change so that they stop taking our children.
That's right.
If not, what are we going to be left with? Who's going to be running the country when we get old if they keep taking our kids from us? They keep trying to justify what they're doing, but there's no justification for the murder of these teenage boys. And we have to unite and stand strong as mothers, as people of the community, and not accept this no longer. We got to come together and fight back. We got to stand together as one. And I'm calling on all of y'all because I still have not received justice for the murder of my son. My son's blood is on these streets and I'm not going nowhere. I will be here and I will continue to fight. I will continue to do my outreach and I will continue to be here for these kids. They need us and we cannot turn our backs on them. It's not us being harassed. It's not us being picked on by the police. It's not us being racially profiled. We're at home. We're on our couches. We're in our beds. It's our kids who are out here who are going through these things. And if we don't stand up for them, who will? Thank you. I'm out of Stockton, California. I'm Dion Smith, coming from Stockton, California.
Right.
My son named James Rivera was murdered by Stockton police, 2 Stockton police, and a sheriff. They shot at my son 48 times. My son was 16. It's the day before his 17th birthday. And I'll take this personal. By these young men been murdered in Florida. I know how that mother feels to know she'll never, ever see her son graduate from school. You know, see his brother and sister or his mother. I'm seeking justice for my son. I had went to the lawyer's office last week, and what the DA was asking my lawyer that they need my birth certificate, and I'm like, what? My birth certificate? You murdered my son.
That's right. That's right.
And so I just want y'all to pray with us and keep looking on Facebook because we're having our next protest in Stockton April 10th. If y'all can come out and support us, we're going to be at the City Hall and the Stockton Courthouse asking for justice. My husband has 3 words to say.
Everybody.
Guess as everybody can see,
another tragedy happened. We talked about this 2 years ago, and we told them that we told them 2 years ago that there was going to be more murders. We told them that it was not going to stop. And in order for it to stop, as people, as the people power, we have got to come together like we are today. I want you guys to repeat after me. After I say Trayvon, you say Martin. Trayvon! Martin! Trayvon! Martin! Trayvon! Martin! That's why we're here. Gregory Dunn and San Joaquin Sheriff Deputy John Nesbitt. These officers, with no respect for the community members and children, opened fire at close range and afar. And in minutes, he was dead at the scene. On July 22nd, 2010, a day before his 17th birthday, these officers used 9mm M16 assault weapons to savagely murder our son. The same reason they always use. The car was backing towards them and they were fearing for their lives. That's why you opened fire? And that's not even true. Like my wife said, over 48 rounds were shot at our son. 18 of those rounds entered our son's body. You wouldn't want to see them pictures. It is really, really painful to see a child get shot like that. I'm going to tell you, it's fucking scary. Excuse my French, but it's scary. Witnesses stated that minutes after these officers shot our son, they was over there giving each other a high five as if it was a celebration or some type. You killing our kids and you gonna celebrate? We not having that.
KKK.
No.
On that day, July 27, 2010, which seems just like yesterday, look around, ask somebody. They'll tell you that pain is just like it happened yesterday. If it was 20 years ago, if it was 10 years ago, that pain is still right there today. Ask some of these parents that have lost their kids, and they'll tell you it's just like yesterday. But on that day, James Earl Rivera Jr. posed no imminent threat to himself, the community, nor the officer that took his life. His mom, we and others demand justice and answers. They can start with police reports, coroner's reports, things of that nature. I don't care where you start. Start somewhere. But we need some answers.
That's right.
And right now, today, it's been 20 months, almost 2 years, and we have received nothing. They didn't even come tell us when they shot our son. They didn't come to our door or nothing. That was painful. Our son was robbed of the right to live his life. And just the same for others like Trayvon Martin, Oscar Grant Jr., James Rivera Jr., Kenneth Wade Jr., Ernest Dwayne Ayers Jr., and if I didn't mention you, we're not leaving you out, we're praying we're here for them too.
That's right.
That's who we're speaking for. Thank you very much.
Bryson, he's with the OO at Oakland.
Woo!
Are you ready?
That's right.
Yeah!
Hold on over here, Jack.
Hey there, Oakland! How's everybody doing?
Ready? Good stop.
I just want to say that my two sons were with Oscar Grant the night he was murdered, and they also had hoodies on. And what I want to address is what I'm upset about is now that this young man has been murdered, now President Obama and the Department of Justice and the FBI want to investigate this.
That's what they said earlier.
My thing is, we've been waiting for the Department of Justice for almost 3 years
That's right.
to step in and do something about Oscar Grant being murdered.
That's right.
It's been 3 years. We've seen it on video. We've seen the hate crime. We have 3 people that are sitting in jail, 2 people now from Occupy Oakland that are sitting in jail for a so-called hate crime. But we have Oscar Grant, who was murdered by police officers, and this young man who was murdered by a white racist. They're not even in jail. And it was a hate crime.
That's right. That's right.
So all I'm saying is we're not giving up on Oscar Grant, and we should connect this
It's connected.
Connect this.
It's already connected.
Department of Justice
That's
and the
right.
FBI. Don't
That's
step in and choose the cases you want to choose.
They all
That's what matters. John matters.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gary King, who was killed by a police officer that has 4 murders on his hit list. He has not been investigated by the police. All these young men matter. So it's up to us to make the Department of Justice do something now. We can't have no more Oscar grants.
right.
We keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and now we have another Oscar grant. There'll be another one after this and another one after this until we stand up and do something ourselves. Thank you.
Change the system.
Story from Revolution newspaper. I just want to say, whether it's a massacre of 16 Afghani people in their village in Afghanistan, or whether it's the murder of Trayvon Martin in Florida, it's the system that sets this shit in motion. It's the system that dehumanizes millions and billions of people all over the planet and say they aren't really human. They're deserving of this. It doesn't matter if this happens to them. It's a system that sets this in motion. It's a system of capitalism, imperialism. It's got to be overthrown. We need revolution. That's what we should all be working for and struggling for together to bring about. As Baba Bakian says, no more generations of our youth here and all around the world whose life is over, whose fate has been sealed, who have been condemned to an early death or a life of misery and brutality, whom the system is destined for oppression and oblivion even before they are born. I say no more of that. Revolution is what we need.